One of the things that's always, and I can just imagine this for any parent, but that I think people kind of think of as a challenge, as you know, a parent in this world is, well, as your children are coming of age and they're getting to that point to where they start getting this bottom-up stimuli, sexual burning sensation where it's just overpowering, and they want to come to you and be honest to you and be like, I've got this burning in me. I've got this blah, 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 my property, mommy, or my property, daddy. And, and I think in most cases, I don't know, I know for me personally, that I was always too ashamed. So this was just something that was kind of like, oh, but I have to keep this to myself and take care of this myself. And, it's kind of shunted. But I think the problem with this is that you go in and you've got this burning sensation, this happy thought, and you start focusing it at the wrong things, like other men or animals, or the things that young people do before they've gotten that real tantric natural connection that they're supposed to have. That's just touch. And so I look at the world and I look how shameful that everybody is now. They're basically like kidnapping these children and like just keeping them held hostage while they're being bottom up stimuli raped by the trees, the moon, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And it's just like, and you got all these breeders and they're like, oh, come breed, come make children, and it's fine. And I'm just like, this world is such a broken paradigm for breeding. And I think back, I'm always talking about, I'm like, hey, the earth's flat, you're a membrane, there's the Ark of the Covenant, there's trolls and elves. And I think back to that movie Lucy that talks about the cells that choose to breed. Here, choose death. It seems that way. Intensely breeding, the cells that don't choose immortality. So this is where I feel like this isn't just happening to me. This is happening all over the place. Like in America, they have the women who are probably thinking the same things and the same thing happened to them. And they call them leftover women. So it's like, I think over here in America, we have leftover women, we have leftover men too. But this is where we're at. So you got these breeders walking around like, oh my God, everything's fine. It's like, not really, because you're living these sort of bigoted monster lives, and your children are ashamed and become a disease, and it's causing all kinds of gender crisis and all kinds of ridiculousness over the simple thing that's not allowed. You can't even touch. It's not allowed by law. So it's just the most disgusting thing. It's like, just basically you have to tell them to go fuck themselves. Like, it's raping my whole body. What the fuck do I do? And you have to tell them to go fuck themselves. You can't pair them up, and then as they come of age, spade them, and just let them be natural and alone. You can't. It's against the law. And so it's just like, what the fuck is this? And that's where you got to really zoom out. It's like, Jesus was not kidding when the woman come up to him and she said, blessed is the breast that gave, or the womb that gave you life, and the breast that gave you milk. And he said, whoa, woman, because there's going to be a day in your life when you're going to be thinking, blessed is the womb that has not given birth and the breast that has not given milk. Because if it's happening during this cursed Babylonian time, it's happening at the expense of this atrocious, blind, broken mechanic that's causing all kinds of excessive suffering. So, but these are the types of things I think are going to end once we balance out the genders. The men can have long hair. We're not chopping baby dicks anymore. We have free electricity. And here's the thing. I understand the ark, the electricity is like the Ark of the Covenant. And this is the ark. It's like you can't just have terawatts anywhere until you take the 10 Commandments dead seriously, because that's infinity. That's too much power. But this fungal spirit that's kind of got this gasoline monopoly that's sick, that's promoting this broken, go on and breed, and be these biggest monsters, and your children will be too ashamed to come and talk to you about bottom-up stimuli, and they'll live their whole lives in total darkness, and then they'll get to their crossroads and be like, what the fuck? And they'll start having their own critical thinking, and really going to wonder where they're at. And so this is where, if you live in the world, I talk about this, and you think you love to judge other people, what you're going to find is that you don't. And you're going to be turned into Judge Dredd and chose 2 in 10,000. Remember Revelations. 2 in 10,000. And the elves are being chosen 1 in 1,000. So you're going to have 10 kids, just as complicated as what you had dealt with already, with the Confucianism and the morality all fucked up. That for every two of you. And so it's like, I'm not saying there could be a mistake or that there could be any mistakes at all, but if you are hearing this and this is touching your heart in a way to where you realize and you see how serious it is that the people that are breeding into this world and they're just acting like everything's fine are cursing themselves in blindness. And so it's like, oh, how is this happening? What's happening? It's like there's this blind curse from the mentalities that are sick, and rather than help the sickness, it's a huge joke. It's just like, what are you doing? You guys are silly. You guys are keeping. It's like we're in. And I understand. It's like, what is it that's doing? It's promoting the breeding. It's keeping the breeding, right? And embracing the decay, the empathy, through this factor. Which children are going to be too ashamed and keep it a secret, and which children are going to go up to their parents and actually talk about it? And it's like, is anyone better than one or the other? And should either one be demonized? And it's like, this is where you're going to realize you're in a whole new world where you got sympathy and empathy intertwined, and you think that you love to judge and to stand on this side of the fence or the other, and you end up just being a scum fucking retard at the end. And you get to your crossroads, you're like, fuck, I thought I loved being the judge, and I had the Omega, and now I'm just a fucking scum sucker. It's like, right, dude. This is where us non-breeders are at. We're just like, shit. Like, I wouldn't put anybody through what I went through. And so it's like, that's where we're at. So people looking at, I don't understand, or maybe women are offended. They're like, why won't you come and breed with me? It's like, because you have to come into my experience and be me in order to understand if you have this breeding mentality, I guess.